Hey, what's up? It's Tati and I'm back with another review, this time of WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Or should I say PLE? I gotta get used to that. I really don't like it. But either way, this pay-per-view was actually pretty decent. If anything, the main event was just absolutely A++. I loved it so much. To be honest, that's all I really want to talk about, but I'll just briefly talk about the other matches before I get to that. If you're looking for something great to watch, I would recommend watching the whole thing throughout. But if you're just looking to just watch about the Bloodline storyline, which a lot of people are pretty much only interested in, then this right here has taken the whole story to a new level, and I absolutely enjoy this. So let's get into the review. First match of the night was the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Let me first start off by saying that they were in Montreal, and Montreal crowd was absolutely on fire last night. That really makes a pay-per-view more enjoyable to watch when the crowd is truly behind what's going on, and you know, basically just acting like they enjoying the show. So this match was decent, didn't have an issue with it. I only have two complaints, is that it felt slow at times. When Asuka came in the match, she was the last one to be released from her pod. The intensity of the match really picked up, and you could really tell the difference between before she was in and after. But she came in with a lot of energy, and I think that made the match more interesting to me. There was another point that I did not like. So prior to Asuka coming out, we do have a spot where Nikki Cross jumps from Carmelo's pod, and she jumps onto the girls that are outside. Basically, they stood there waiting for her. Like, let's stand here like mannequins and wait for her to come down. Like, it's almost as if they did nothing and just waited. That does not read well on the camera. So anybody who's watching this would just be like, why y'all just standing there and waiting for her to come down? I don't want to pick on WWE about this specifically, because I've seen this in AEW as well. This really happens pretty much when there are more than two opponents, so it almost seemed like they don't have nothing to do until a spot has to come on, and I don't like that. But other than that, it was interesting. Also wanted to say, Nikki Cross, girl, I know she's having some issues with character development. I just want to say she's not selling me on crazy. But she was the first one to be eliminated, and I think Liv was second. But ultimately, Asuka ends up winning this match, so she will be going against Bianca for the Raw Women's Championship. And I do not know at this point who would actually win. I would like to see Asuka win. I don't have a problem with that, but I also don't have an issue with Bianca as well. But I do know that's going to be a great matchup. The right woman actually won this match. So let's move on to the next match of the night. Up next was Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, and guys, this was so short. I couldn't believe how fast it went by. I was expecting an explosive match between these guys. Maybe some people are not really excited about these two going at it again, but I did not mind it. I was expecting for them to just, you know, unleash hell onto each other, and unfortunately that did not end up happening. The match finished, what I feel, real quick via DQ, because Brock Lesnar ends up delivering a low blow to Bobby Lashley, and for once the referee's not blind and actually saw it. So now the ref rings the bell. Brock is absolutely enraged, and he started wreaking havoc. And not only did he deliver an F5 to Bobby Lashley, but also the ref was not safe as well. He gave one to the ref on the commentary table, and you know what, props to the ref for taking the bump. But you know what, this just was not great. When we're heading into WrestleMania, we don't want to see things like this, you know. Like, they should have just come up with a finish. One of these guys actually ends up winning it. I don't know if they're going to try to continue the saga between Bobby and Brock, obviously with an ending in DQ. Brock Lesnar is definitely going to feel like there's some unfinished business. I just feel like going into WrestleMania, this was not the way to go. Next match of the night was Edge and Beth versus Rhea and Finn. I don't have too much to say about this. I'll be honest. I'm a little bored with Judgment Day. I just wish that they could take it to another level. Really, I do feel like it does lack originality. So if anything, I was really happy to see Beth and Edge in this match. Seeing them, you know, as a married couple doing what they love to do was really cool. I do feel like they have a lot of chemistry in the ring, and they worked really well together. Finn and Rhea as well, they worked well together. However, I just really wasn't feeling this match, but they did have a lot of cool moments. But as a whole, it just really didn't reel me in. Either way, we do have Edge and Beth taking the win for this match using FTR's finisher. So people are already speculating if FTR will be back in WWE, and I'm gonna say no for that, at least not in the near future. But I don't know, they gotta do something to spice up this Judgment Day thing. It's not really grabbing me. Up next, we had the men's elimination chamber match, which was my second favorite match of the night. These guys delivered a really excellent match. I enjoyed this match all throughout. I do feel like with this match that Montez Ford really impressed here. He even climbed all the way to the very top of the chamber and hung upside down and dropped himself down to the guys below. I thought that was an awesome spot. I really enjoyed this, and Damian Priest looked like a snack in this match. Like, I don't know, he was just so great to look at. But everybody performed really well in this match, and I absolutely enjoyed this. I might take a look back at this match later on today, but if you're definitely looking for a good match, this is it. I knew from going into this that Seth Rollins was definitely not going to win this one. I did feel like, if anything, since they're going into WrestleMania, that this title would not change hands. And I was right. Austin Theory does retain the title. However, we do have a little bit of drama before it got to that point. So we do have Seth Rollins hitting a curb stomp onto Montez Ford, and he looked to be unconscious and unresponsive, really. And you know, Seth takes advantage of that, goes for the pin, and now Montez is out the match. We had to have referees and staff coming to assist him to get him out, and that literally left the door open, no pun intended, okay, for Logan Paul to come in and take advantage and basically attack Seth Rollins, and that helped, you know, Austin Theory with his win for retaining the title. So basically, I'm pretty sure everyone know where this is going. Definitely we're going to see Seth Rollins and Logan at WrestleMania. And then as for Austin Theory, I'm not sure, but after the show he did issue a open challenge, and Edge actually is the one who, you know, wants to challenge Austin Theory for the title. So that will be on Raw. So, you know, we do have a little bit of time before WrestleMania. I don't see the title changing hands, so we'll probably see some type of interference or some type of something slick from Austin for him to beat Edge on Raw. Alright, y'all, on to the main event, Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. You guys, this was absolutely magical. This is the reason why I tuned into the pay-per-view to begin with. I think a lot of people also would say the same. So I was definitely not disappointed with what happened at the main event. Now, the other day, a friend of mine who isn't a wrestling fan asked me what would make wrestling popular again. And honestly, it's the storylines. If they had solid storylines that people can be invested in, to be thoroughly entertained with, people are going to want to tune in, you know, to next week or for the pay-per-views or whatnot. That's what people stay for. Me personally, I do feel like the wrestling itself is the most important thing, because, you know, that's based off what everything is around with these companies. But I feel like last night was one of those moments that I have not felt in a very long time, where you had all the elements of pro wrestling right there in front of your face, and it felt so fucking good. The emotions were just absolutely intense. You know, they were in the right place at the right time. Being in Montreal, where Sami Zayn is from, you know, I think if they were anywhere, people would have been behind Sami Zayn. However, being in your hometown, there's nothing like being in your hometown. And they also had signs, people saying if Sami did not win, they would riot. Now, me personally, I think Canada a little too friendly to be rioting, but they actually did not riot after Sami lost. Now, I could obviously say Sami lost. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that what was going to happen, but it would be a feel-good story if he won as well. We had interference from Jimmy Uso helping Roman out, but then we also had Jay, who came out. Now, this is the only little bit of complaint, as almost perfect as it was. Jay comes out, and I really wish he just picked a side at this point. He is still torn between helping Sami and not, you know, hurting his cousin at the same time. It's like, I would have been like, if I'm gonna have balls enough to get in this ring, I'm gonna pick a side. I'm either going with the tribal chief or I'm going with Sami. And either one of these guys can look at him, be neutral, as him not being supportive to either one of them. And I felt like this was an opportunity for Jay to choose exactly who he was taking sides for, and I think they missed the ball on that one. But other than that, everything else really fell into place. We even had Sami's wife and daughter, they were there as well, and they played into that. And I just feel like the stars aligned, and this moment was perfect. I don't think I can do justice with describing everything that went on. You literally have to be watching this unfold for however many months it's been since Sami actually has been involved with this storyline, up until last night, to really feel how intense everything was. This wasn't a hard-hitting match. There wasn't like a 5-star match as far as the wrestling goes. I think it was 5 stars because of every aspect. They hit the nail on every aspect on what professional wrestling should be. It's like orgasmic for somebody like me, but I think it was absolutely perfect. Like, if I had to show anyone who isn't a fan how to get into watching wrestling, this is what I would show them. This moment right here. Absolutely insane how they put everything together. Sami does lose this match, and that's when Kevin Owens get involved after, you know, Sami's getting the beat down after the match. And you know, Kevin Owens getting involved with the match, I didn't see that happening. But it's like, well, damn, bro, you late to the party. I done got my ass whooped. I done lost the opportunity to win this match, and now you're coming to help me. Hey, he's late, but at least he showed up. Sami does get a chance to defend himself as well in the ring against the Bloodline. So this story will continue. I do feel like they did an amazing job with telling this story. I am so invested in this particular, and I really hope that WWE puts the same amount of thought and energy that they have with this storyline with other storylines. And I really feel like that will have people more invested in whatever it is that they're doing. And AEW, we need to do something with our storylines as well. Like, I love what they got going on, but I do feel like the storylines, other than MJF and Bryan Danielson, they're not focusing with that as well. And to be honest, that's exactly what WWE is doing as well. They're putting the most focus on the biggest title. I get it. That's how it's supposed to be, but that doesn't mean that you need to lack with everything else that's going on as well. So with both of those pay-per-views coming out, Revolution and also WrestleMania, the main events have been locked down really well. We just need a whole solid show to go along with that. WWE, you finally hit all the boxes. You checked all the boxes for me, finally, and I am excited to see what they do at WrestleMania. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I have another review, Battle of the Valley, right after this.